Ready? Mm-hmm. Hi, I'm Steve Thompson, president of Emery Thompson Machine.
I'm Christy Brown, vice president of sales and marketing.
And welcome to Questions Answered. Why don't you start today?
I have all the fun stuff today.
You have all the toys.
I do. So my question is can I convert my inserts to the new fancy spring-loaded blades? We still have quite a few customers out here that have this set up. We have different various stages throughout the 118 years we've been doing this, and this is probably what is also out there in the field the most, other than the brand new spring-loaded blades that we have. So this is the new spring-loaded blade style that go in all the machines. What, 2012?
About 2014, I think. Somewhere in that range.
Somewhere around there. These pieces, this is just for display, so don't call and ask me if we have these. This is just to hold it together for a display. You would need to convert to the new dasher, the new blades, and of course your springs. And then you would need a new front dasher bushing that goes on there, and you can put this into the same machine that you've been running your inserts on. It'll work just fine, and these blades actually last a lot longer than your inserts do.
Great explanation.
It is.
Excellent. And everybody's been very happy with it.
Yes.
Let's see. My first one is there any, I love mixed, excuse me.
Your turn this week.
Yes, and my voice. I got to stop singing. I love mixed berry yogurt or gelato. They sell in Europe. I'm sure it'll be a huge hit with our customers. You have a recipe online for the blueberry Greek yogurt from 2012, but I'm looking for a tart yogurt. Pre-gel has a good one, but I have read the manual and need to use ice cream mix in the ET or it'll freeze up. Well, the first part is no, you don't need to use a dairy blend if you're making a tart yogurt. I did have to have a meeting with my yogurt experts in the office, and they tell me that the Dannon yogurt that I used back in 2012 is a rather sweet yogurt. And nowadays there are tart ones out there, tart Greek ones. Chobani is a big brand out of New York. We're proud of that. And it's an excellent yogurt, but I'm also told, and I'm going to ruin the name, it's spelled O-K-I-O, oikios, like as in oive.
Oikos.
Oikos. Okay, thank you. Oikos. This sounds.
It's
never
Greek.
mind. Yeah, it's Greek. What do I know? That's a tart yogurt. So that's a good start. When you freeze yogurt, though, you're adding sugar to the product. Without the sugar, it won't freeze. It won't become frozen yogurt. But additional ways to make it tart. And I'm not a big fan of companies that sell you a powder and call it yogurt. It's too many chemicals for me. They will tend to use citric acid to make something tart, which is, will make your lips pucker, but it closes up your throat. The easiest way to make something additionally tart is fresh squeezed lemon juice. That's simple. So get a good Greek yogurt. You're going to be adding some sugar to it, or you could try the allulose that I've been using for sugar-free products. Add a little bit of lemon juice, and you're good to go.
When you kept saying tart yogurt, I was thinking, tarts as in flavor tart. I didn't know yogurts could be tart.
I don't know the first thing about yogurt.
Well, I eat it. That's what I know. My next one, we've gone over this before, but we keep getting this. Customers call up and say, my front cover gasket is stretched out and I just bought it 3 months ago. Why? You're giving me a bad front cover gasket. Not true. It's the way that you're washing it or the way that your ice cream maker is washing it. What you guys are probably all doing is taking a rag, you're putting it over here, and you're pulling it, and you're pulling it, and you're pulling it to wash it. So over time, constantly washing this every single day or 2 times a day, and you're putting it back on your machine, it is a gasket, so it's going to stretch. So changing your washing practices will help the longevity of your front cover gasket to where it'll last for a year. Just putting it in the water in some soapy water, giving it a good wash around, taking a rag, rubbing the sides and the top will be just fine.
And don't ever lubricate it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't lubricate this either. There's a lot of customers that do that.
I have not spent a lot of time in the suburbs of New York City chasing greased pigs, but that's what it would be like, whatever that means.
Okay.
This one I started last week and got so rudely cut off because we ran out of time.
That wasn't me.
No, it was the timer.
Oh, okay.
He rudely cut me off, and they just edited it right out. A little controversial. Steve, I see that you put your machine price list up at your website. I've seen batch freezers that ship directly from China for half the price of an Emery Thompson. What's up? Well, what's up is they do cost a lot less from China, and you are getting a whole lot less. It truly is buyer beware. If you're buying something from China, it's going to be a machine that, if you're lucky, will last a year, maybe a year and a half. We had a case over in Orlando, not far from here, where a young lady invested all her money, $4,000, into a batch freezer from China. There was no instruction manual. There was no phone call where you could call for service. And there was just no help whatsoever. Our IT department did find a manual for it and translated it into English and sent it over to her. Still didn't do any good. You couldn't get parts for it. You truly do get what you pay for. You're not going to find, if you find a Rolex watch for $25, you know what you're buying. And if
Rolex.
Nothing. And if this is the key to your business, you're risking your entire business, everything else that you spent on this very inexpensive machine. Did you know there's a Mexican company that uses our first name and another company's first name, and they combine them together, and they sell batch freezers made in Mexico? It's deceptive. Nobody on Earth is known as Emery other than my grandfather, Emery Thompson. You've got to be careful. When you're buying an Emery Thompson, look that it says Emery Thompson. When you buy quality, you're going to get quality. And there just is nothing more important in the business than the ability to make the product you're selling. Mm-hmm. If that machine goes down, you have a big problem. If you buy an Emery Thompson, no problems.
Yeah, I've even seen, in other countries where our brand is so desperately wanted that they have made their own Emery Thompson labels and stuck them on these off-brand machines, and they go, I need parts for this. That's not our machine.
Your turn.
My next and last one is how do I transport ice cream or ices to events, or just to take them to a wholesaler a couple hours away, or even just for your own self if you want to take it to a family event or a family friend. These are freezing tubs right here that you put them in the freezer and they get super, super frozen. This is a 2.5 gallon tub, and you can put it right in here. It also fits 3 gallons. I believe that's what the description said. I do have the link for that. These are made by Carlisle. Let me double check that. Carlisle Cold Master. You can buy them from them direct, or Webstaurant Store also has them. These are great. They honestly, truly do work very well. I have personally used one myself. I think I kept it in my truck in the Florida sun for a couple hours and come back, and it was still frozen solid. I put a nice heavy-duty towel on top because I don't have a fancy push cart or the one with cold plates like most people do, but even just putting this in another cooler. And you can also stack a whole bunch of these in a push cart and they'll be just fine. This is a lid that does come with it. It's optional. Obviously, if you're going to stack them in a push cart, you don't want to do that because then you can't stack them on top of each other, or even just in a big old ice chest that you might have. So you can just leave that off and just do your little normal top for your container in there. But those do make a pretty presentation if it's on the top row and whatever you're serving it out of. But they work very well. And they're not that costly either, so...
And they're going to be more stable than using dry ice, which can take the product way too cold. I'm just curious, was the dust that's on that lid optional?
Shh. I just pulled it off of that shelf.
Of dust.
They can't see that.
Okay. My turn. Let's see. My last one. Is there anything I can do to make the sorbet stay smooth at 6 degrees instead of 16 degrees? I don't have room for a separate dipping cabinet. Is there an additive I can put in? Yes, there are additives that you can put in, stabilizers that can take it down to the same scooping temperature of ice cream. But you really don't want to eat it. You're affecting the product dramatically when you're putting chemicals in. You can throw virtually anything Dow Chemical makes into ice cream, and you'll never notice it. I will. But Italian ice, sugar, water, and flavor, you're going to notice those chemicals in there. And it's just not something you want to have in your Italian ice.
No.
So the answer really is no. Your temperature for Italian ice is going to be around 12, 14, 16 degrees. Your ice cream is going to be about 6. It's worth it. Find the space in the store for some kind of small cabinet, because selling Italian ice is tremendously profitable. We're out of time, and we actually got 6 questions in today. We got it done.
We did.
All right.
We accomplished it.
We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Where'd the dogs go?
They're over there sleeping.
Oh, gee. Hey,
Chilling.
we pay you to be on the show here. What's talking here? Come on. Hello. Hey, Sammy. Yeah, good girl, Stella. Okay, oh, we're rolling? Okay. Can you turn around to face the camera? That would be nice.
Sammy, listen. Yeah,
No,
right.
never. Not a million years.